And then I said, "What's up,
That's
everybody? Welcome to the HarHar
follow-through.
Podcast."
I was about to say, like, what are you doing? Like, you like, you were starting on this like weird cold open thing, and all of a sudden you just stop, and I'm like, come on.
Because I was
you do better
transitioning
than
over.
that.
I'm doing like 3 transitions at once, man. It's actually a lot of
You
work.
gotta follow through. The follow through is important.
There was a follow through. The follow through was going to be, and then I said, "Welcome to the HarHar Podcast."
Oh.
What?
Hi guys.
Welcome.
to the podcast.
Hi.
Hi,
Yeah.
I'm your host, Dorky Dev. Today I'm joined by, or actually, I'm your host, Dev, since I'm changing how this is going to work going forward because it's just easier. And I'm joined by Jim and Jay, the J Squad. J Squared Squad. It's 2 J's.
Please no.
J. Okay. We could be the D double J.
Like, I think Jim's face actually said that. Like, make that face again, Jim. Like that. Yeah, that I think.
All right, whatever.
That.
Fuck it. I tried. Whatever. So, welcome to the show, everybody. Hope your week's been going good so far. I know it's only Tuesday. But, you know, so far, this week hasn't been too bad. You know, I had 2 days off, so that was nice. Up until now.
Yeah, I get to be on the podcast again this week because work is not happening, so I'm glad. So that's 2 weeks in a row for once.
Woo!
Thank God.
Jay and Jim on 2 podcasts in a row.
In a
Usually you
row.
guys like rotate and then end up
Yeah.
on the same one and then rotate again.
On the same podcast in a row. Like, I think that's like the more like bragging rights. I've been on 2 HarHar podcasts in the same week.
Dude, you have.
That's true.
You were on Critically
That's very
Casual
true.
yesterday.
Yeah.
And we essentially
watch-
signed you up for the next one.
Golden Compass, and what was the other?
Aragon.
Oregon.
Oh,
Yeah. I said I'd rather watch Dragon Ball Evolution over it.
that's pretty
Which is
big.
which is a claim, right? Like, that is.
Dragon Ball
Dragon Ball
Evolution is more
Evolution.
fun bad, if that makes sense.
Okay, I was gonna say Dragon Ball Evolution or Death Note.
Oh, I'd way
I
rather
don't
watch
know why.
Dragon Ball Evolution.
Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
How I put it
no,
is,
that-
I would rather watch Dragon Ball Evolution before watching Aragon again, but I would rather watch Aragon again before watching Death Note. So that's why I gave
Yeah.
it a score of a
Yeah, yeah.
1, which is right in between Death Note and Dragon Ball Evolution.
Swear, I think I only got halfway through Death Note, and then me and the wife just said, "We're turning this off. I'm done. I can't do this
I
anymore."
give it. I gave it a 2.5. Aragon. Gave it a 2.5
Oh, damn.
I gave
out
it a
of
1.
10. Out of 10. And the thing is, like, you know, Dev was all like the harsh one. I'll be honest with you. I don't even really know why I gave it that high of a score. Like, I mean, if I'm just being
Yeah, that's
completely
fine.
honest, I don't understand it. It just, I was trying to feel nice. I was drinking bourbon. That's why.
You were like in a nice mood, like a lucid
I was
nice
like,
mood.
Also, he was
just
triggering
think-
me, which maybe raised his score.
That's true. I get. See, that's the most entertainment value that movie ever provided me is all the opportunities I got to trigger Dev.
Because he knew exactly, because he knows what pisses him off in it, so he knew what would piss me off in it, because I read the book as a kid. So it was really easy
Yeah.
for him to go, all right, that pisses me off. Click.
The top one. As soon as I thought of the one moment, I'm like, I'm just gonna hold on to this little nugget until the appropriate time. And so, like, Jim, you read the movie? Did you read the book?
No, I didn't.
You did not read the book.
No.
Oh, okay. So you're not gonna find this near as funny. But basically, there's this whole instance where, but you did watch the movie, like as horrible as it was. All right. So the elf chick, Arya.
Yeah.
Basically, this whole damsel in distress thing that she's got going on in the movie,
Mhm.
not at all how it is in the book.
Nope.
Like, not even a little bit.
They Hollywooded the movie essentially.
Yeah, so basically, to recall the thing I was talking about yesterday with it, like, there's a scene in the book where she's unconscious and Aragon tries to telepathically connect with her.
Yeah.
And basically, the way that it's written is it describes like almost like an icy cold dagger being stabbed into him. Was her response, was basically like, who the fuck are you? Why are you here?
Yeah.
Was her response, rather than be like, oh, my hero. You know?
Crazy.
Yeah, such a difference. Such a difference. The only
It's
thing that they
annoying.
read about her from the source material was her name.
They're like, oh, she's gonna be the
And that she was an elf and that she was female. That was it.
It's almost as
Oh.
bad. Like, it's So I will say this. I think on butchering levels, I think that in the Last Airbender on the same levels of butchering, if that makes sense. But I will say that Airbender is a little bit dumber to laugh at, if that makes sense. Because you have that whole like rock scene where it takes like 5 fucking rock benders to lift a single rock. And there's that single rock floating, and then and launches.
Dude, like that's the thing. Like it takes them 5 movements or something to get the rock up, and then another 5 or 8 movements to get it to go forward. And I'm just like,
you guys didn't watch the show, did you?
They had the firebenders can't create fire.
Yeah, like that was the whole thing. Rather than the comment amplifying it, it's hey, we can just make it out of nothing. And I'm like,
like they had to have fire near them to be firebenders, which is not how the show works.
No, it was absolutely not how the show worked. Granted, though, while watching the true show, you know, I always thought that was a little OP.
That they could just have it out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense with how nature and energy works with that show, but still, I'm like, come on, boys.
Well, I mean, you got wind everywhere. You pretty much got water everywhere. You got earth everywhere.
Well,
come on.
What's her name? She had to carry like a little vial of water with her, right? Just in case she wanted a water bend. So it's a little...
Yeah, the little canteen or the water skin.
Firebenders just out of nowhere.
There's
like,
blood around too.
That's true.
Hey, you gotta know how to work that though.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
I would never blood bend. I promise.
You're so full of shit.
I would do it within a heartbeat.
Everybody sitting in this podcast, everybody watching and listening to this podcast would blood bend at least once. Do not try to deny it.
I would turn someone into a human puppet just for my amusement, just for one.
Absolutely. Come on.
Do not trifle with me. I will blood bend you. Or like steel bending.
Like
that is so cool.
It had, yeah.
That'd be pretty legit too.
The tank core actually made up of people rather than tanks.
Yeah, I think I'd rather
like when you really think about it, and it's one of the things I enjoyed about Legend of Korra is like the terrifying implications of a Bender military like started to like show into like real fruition. Like modern military mixed with Benders is like, oh my god, like that's actually legitimately terrifying.
I mean, understandably.
Like Fire Nation started kind of messing with it back in Last Airbender, but it was like, you know, now Legend of Korra kind of looks like something that we're all a little more familiar with, and it's mixed with that, and you're just, okay,
right?
This is why humanity doesn't have nice things like bending. So let's be real, it would go very badly very quickly.
This world would be completely different if people had powers for sure.
Oh my god, it'd be a mess.
You know?
Like
we would be like the boys. No, straight up.
Yeah, I'm about to say the most accurate depiction of what humanity would actually be like is the boys. Is 100%. 100%. I haven't watched too many episodes of the boys because it's just, you know, I've been busy, but definitely have seen and I'm just like, yeah, this is. I have no trouble believing that this is exactly how this would go down.
Well, what even Brightburn was another movie, right? I think where Brightburn, right, where Superman is essentially
evil. Yeah, evil boy. Evil. And then also you got like Power. With who's in it? It's Jamie Foxx and
the Netflix movie.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, the Netflix one that just came out.
The where the superpowers are in the form of like a serum.
Yeah, like a little pill you take kind of thing. Who else is in that?
Oh, is it a pill?
I think it's a pill. Who's this in that? Jamie Foxx and someone else like kind of notable. It's the secondary.
I don't know.
Wasn't Machine Gun Kelly apparently like one of
the
guys?
No, he's one of the guys in it. Yeah, he's like a fire guy in it.
Yeah.
So. I'm gonna be right back though.
Machine Gun Kelly is a fire guy. Okay, yeah, that tracks. Like that's
a big name. I gotta watch this movie.
They gave him. I think they gave him a list of choices, and he's just like fire guy. Like without hesitation, like fire guy, 100%. Oh man, but yeah.
It's a little bit lighthearted more like this week compared to last week, yeah.
Yes.
100%.
I'll discuss why real quick.
Yeah.
Last week was election night and things were tense. Saturday things were resolved because Pennsylvania went blue, Biden won.
Oh my god, when Pennsylvania and Georgia went blue, I was like,
didn't
what?
sleep that night until Georgia flipped, by the way. I was in bed.
Bad did you have to do during your presidency to have fucking Georgia flip of all
Georgia
places?
hasn't flipped in 30 years.
Yeah, which is crazy. So you fucked up bad if that's a flip. Oh, well.
When enough people in a collective state.
Well, the big thing that changed this vote is people of different backgrounds voting. Because Arizona flipped because you had indigenous people in that area voting like fucking crazy this year.
Yeah, who were like done, like a whole degree of done, like a whole new degree of done.
To unprecedented levels. You had Georgia, the African American vote, come out and destroy.
Well, you know what's funny is they tried, and I ultimately believe that they failed to teach this to, at least to me in school, of the importance of voting and all this other stuff. And again, they failed. And then throughout the majority of my adult life and the elections that I was able to vote in, it was just kind of same old shit, different day, different guy, depending on who. And then Trump happened.
Yeah.
And then it's like, so I think honestly, for the first time in my lifetime, for the first time in my adult life, put it that way.
Yeah.
The importance of voting is actually like, there's a literal example you can draw on now. Like everybody from the generation that could vote for this election, like that's their example now.
I'm also just slightly disappointed that as many people voted for Trump as they did.
It was bound
it's
to
not
happen,
surprising,
though, right?
but it's still upsetting, if that makes
know,
sense. That he got 71 million votes so far.
One thing at a time.
I know.
Like, because I mean, the fact of the matter is that there's multiple candidates for a reason. Yeah. And just be glad that the presidential elections don't normally like run unopposed.
Well, hopefully, like everything resolves the way it should, and by January we're all set and things are good.
Yeah.
Well, and also, like, another thing to kind of like, for as many people to vote, still yet more voted for Biden, which says something. And I've said this multiple times, where anyone can be a leader, but to be a good leader, you need to be willing to have your ideas and your principles challenged. And nothing really says challenge like how many people are actually going to vote. So Biden swung more people over, and so that's, regardless how you look at it, you can boo on the people that voted Trump, but at the same time, it's like they also participated in the same system that voted for Biden.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing that I laughed at so far is people going, oh, so do you still want to destroy the Electoral College? I'm over here like, I mean, it's really old and outdated. It doesn't make a lot of sense to vote this way.
I was about to say, it really...
Just because we won it. We barely won the Electoral College because of fucking swing states. Like, like, I don't know.
Yeah, like that's what it all hinged on mostly was.
It's more like, well, yeah, it wouldn't have made a difference because if we went by a popular vote too, Biden still would have won. Like,
once again, by a pretty
5 million vote margin. Remember correctly? So
somewhere around there, yeah.
I just laugh at that. And again, just because Biden wins doesn't mean, I made a small video about it that day, doesn't mean things are over. There's still, systemic racism that needs to be addressed. There's issues with our system in general with healthcare and a ton of other things that need to be addressed still. But it's a small victory. and a move in the right direction. So, like,
which is a good note to end on, and to bring up another point that we were talking about prior to the podcast. Remember that part where we said we were going to talk about politics, relatively speaking?
Hey, that was the segment. One segment, we get the one segment. Hopefully, we'll. You started it this time.
I'm okay. No, I didn't.
You said, well, actually, no, Jim started it by saying this week.
Yeah, I was about to say, cue the pod. Cue the pod.
I just looked down, I'm like, no.
Stay. Someone's going to let me take the fall for that. Yeah, no, Jay is self-proclaimed the against politics guy and stands true to that every episode.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, it's just one of those things. It's just like this era has been tough not to talk about that kind of shit, just because, like, especially this
has
year.
been a rough fucking year. That's
been a rough year, man.
What?
This
started with this year was the year that I got this place, right? And we were like, all right, guys, I'm at my own place. Things are gonna get on a roll with this. Yeah. And the week I moved in,
and so the
my
world
state went on
lockdown. So we can all agree this is Dev's fault.
Yeah.
We can all agree this is Dev's fault.
We set the ball in motion. This is what caused everything.
Yeah. This is the thing. It's like
Fuck
that.
You.
It's like.
I still have it on this set of the fuck you on this version of it. That is a crisp.
It's like that. It's like that time traveling logic to where don't step on a bug because it'll these random things. Well, then Dev getting his own place randomly triggered all this other bullshit.
I call bullshit on that.
The only thing we won't blame Dev for is Trump, because that was a pre-existing condition.
That was the year I started streaming, so I don't know. 2016? That's when I started streaming, because I moved to Washington the first time, so... Am I just the Mandela effect? Or like the Murphy's Law?
We can blame Dev.
We can blame Dev for Trump. Like, who'd have thunk?
I was like, wait, okay. Makes that the math adds up.
The math does not add up. Whatever. It's like there's this. I forget the name of the movie, and I'm actually surprised. I don't know. Dev and Steven could have reviewed it at one point, but basically, it's this time traveling movie, and they like time travel and they hunt a T-Rex as like a sport hunt. They go back to the same moment in time where a T-Rex was about to die anyway. And so it's like, you could shoot the T-Rex, blah, 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 blah. And one of the tourists ends up stepping on a bug, basically, and that's what causes the future just to go wacky. And they have to go back and prevent the guy from stepping on the
bug.
It was a butterfly. Yeah. And it's like, okay, yeah, cool, and we're good. And I remember watching it, and I was kind of enjoying the movie too. That's the thing. Like, I say this from a point of view of, like, I kind of liked this movie, and I'm like, huh?
Things are always interesting in movies.
I never understood that crap. Like I can get the whole, like, a bug I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
I can get the whole, like, anytime Flashpoint paradox is ever brought up, like, I get why stuff gets screwed up from that.
Yeah.
Kind of. I feel like
not to the degree. I'll say this: not to the degree that things get screwed up. I'll put it that way, because I'm like, okay, would it all be bad if Barry saved his mom? I mean, let's be real here. Like, let's think about it. Give and take. No, it's apparently you get it all or you take it all. There's no middle ground with this.
There's no good.
There's no good, just bad.
There's no ultimate good.
Mm-hmm.
It's you take this bad.
Still upset
at
that set of movies, by the way.
What set of movies?
The movies that they did based off of after the Flashpoint stuff.
Flashpoint and the
so it went Justice League War, and then all of the recent stuff that was like part of the same animation style was all part of the same universe.
I still need to watch all that stuff.
And it ended. I've missed some stuff. I haven't seen all the Titans stuff yet, and all of Batman's.
They did a Flashpoint with that animation.
Yeah.
Did they? Ooh,
that's what started that universe. It's the one that
Flashpoint?
Yeah, Flashpoint's the one that started that universe of movies with Justice League War, Batman. Yes.
No, Justice League War was first.
No. Flashpoint came out 2 years before Justice League War.
Hang on. So
we have internet.
We have internet, and I'm about to use it because
I don't even need the internet. I can pull up my Google Sheets because I'm pretty sure I have the years on it.
Flashpoint Paradox 2013.
Flashpoint 2013. Yeah, but it was my argument was it was a different animation style. Like that's my point. Is that it's a different animation style. I wasn't aware that was in the same.
Yes, that's what starts that universe. Yes, that's what starts that universe.
So they basically fired half of their artistic staff apparently to revamp.
Well, my whole problem with that whole thing was that like that whole universe as time went on got worse and worse. Like if you watch Batman Hush, the animation during like the car scene is atrocious. It's so bad. And then Batman Hush Twist is awful too. You can see me rant about that on the fucking podcast if it's uploaded. But like for me, my biggest anger with that series so far was the end of Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, which just pissed me off. Yeah, that's the timeline of things. Justice League Dark Apocalypse War pissed me off because they tried to endgame without endgaming. Do you care about a spoiler for how it ends?
No, go ahead. I probably will watch this stuff anyways, just because the DC animated universe is better than the Marvel animated universe.
Oh yeah, no, usually. I would agree on most of those.
I also will watch it.
Better too,
Okay, no, here's the thing. Like, started the universe itself, maybe, but as far as continuing the storyline, no, because Justice League War is where all the Justice League people like meet each other for the first time.
Yes. So how that works is during this timeline, at a certain point, Barry becomes Barry from Flashpoint and melds with Barry from that timeline. Because in Justice League War, he talks about, I know you guys don't believe me on the Flashpoint stuff, but this is bad. We probably shouldn't go to war with Darkseid. And then shit happens. Shit goes bad. Earth nearly gets destroyed. And then John Constantine turns to Barry and like, you know what you have to do. And Barry's like, I don't want a Flashpoint again. So they end the movie with a Flashpoint, which pisses me off because you want to know what ends the New 52 era? Was Rebirth of Wally West breaking through and being like, I'm alive. That's what caused Rebirth.
From death, right?
He was running through the Speed Force because that's where he existed at that time because Barry fucking flashpointed like an idiot during the first time, creating the New 52 universe. And then Wally finally breaks through after Wallace is discovered in that timeline. So then there's two Wallys technically. There's Wallace West and Wally West.
See, this is where like time travel and a bunch of shit like confuses the fuck out of me because there's just so much going on, especially with multiple timelines. And like right now, I think I'm reading like Dark Knight's Metal, and that's its own thing too.
It's still in the main. That's in the main timeline, though.
Oh my god!
DC DC Metal is Metal.
Don't even get me started.
Metal, Joker War, like a lot of the main stuff was main timeline. I don't think Three Jokers is main timeline, or it's like they're working it as like a side story that you can kind of pop in, but you can kind of pop out if need be.
It was a pretty interesting timeline or story as well. That was pretty cool to see.
Curious where the last issue goes. I don't know if the last issue's out yet.
Should be.
Oh,
should be. Yeah,
I know 2 were out, so I don't know. It's just one of those things that like pisses me off that they did the Flashpoint to fix things. So it's just like Barry in the comics hasn't even Flashpoint since Flashpoint.
Yeah,
because he knows better.
Yeah, because it was a bad fucking idea.
Yeah, it's always a bad idea. It's never good. Nothing good ever comes from a Flashpoint.
So it just feels like a waste. That entire universe feels like a waste now.
These are movies. Some of them so number one, I definitely rewatched these movies. I watched these movies originally out of order. Number two is God, there's so many.
Yeah. They
were pumping out like essentially 2 a year.
Yeah, which I mean, I was thrilled to see as far as the DC universe in general went.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also just like, boys, like,
slow down.
Hang on. Please. Where are we? Where are we? Like, I find it interesting that they did Death of Superman and then Reign of the Superman like back to back. I honestly assumed that they were going to do a movie in between that just for the sake of this is the DC universe without Superman for more than one movie.
They're like, nah, here you go, he's back.
Nah, it's like I think at the halfway point you actually get the confirmation, right? Spoilers, sorry, I probably should have mentioned that prior, but
if you don't know that Superman,
watch the movie. Watch the movie anyway. It's a great movie, and yeah, read comics for crying out loud. Like it's like,
well, they needed him back because Batman Hush was next, so, and he's important in Hush, so
that's true. Yeah.
Touche.
Not letting the slide, just more saying that's apparently what they had planned out.
They could have done so, like
some other kind of.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
Wasn't like the if I remember correctly, like the comic book storyline, like going back to the comics, like when he dies the first time, like they ran stuff for a little bit before they brought him back. Like,
yeah, it took a bit.
And I'm like, looking back on it, I'm glad I wasn't a little kid comic book fan with that, because that definitely would have hurt. I mean, Batman was always my favorite, but like that would have hurt. Now looking back on it now, it's like that was genius.
Oh, it was great.
I was like,
the two biggest deaths in comic book history is Death of Superman and Death of Gwen Stacy. The two biggest deaths in comic book, because that changed things. Death of Gwen Stacy was first, which changed the fact that the hero could lose and lose people important to them. And then Death of Superman was also the hero can die.
Yeah, like no one's untouchable.
Unfortunately, it brought the trope on of always being able to come back.
Yeah.
But there's some heroes who haven't come back, like Goliath in Marvel hasn't come back since the robot Thor burst through his chest in
Civil War.
Civil War, yeah.
Or the one.
Civil War 1. Yeah. He hasn't come back yet. I don't know if Nightcrawler's come back yet either. Can't remember. I think he has, but
I think he did. Yeah, he did. Nightcrawler did. Because it's funny, because like, yeah, I don't keep up with Marvel comics all that much, so that's why I learned, like, it's like, wait a minute, Nightcrawler died? What?
I remember when like Captain America supposedly died, but then
right after Civil War he was shot by Crossbones.
Yeah.
And then Bucky takes up the mantle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember how he comes back. Might be the Cosmic Cube that brings it back.
I'll give Marvel this much, so at least with their revive, like they seem to try to justify it a little more, other than DC Universe magic and or time travel.
Well, I think with Captain America, it might have actually been a magic bullet or something. I think it was
the Cosmic Cube, because it's usually
necessarily die. Like, what?
I think it was the Cosmic Cube, because usually like Captain America and the Cosmic Cube go hand in hand. That's how he rewrites Bucky's memories. So, oops, I just punched my mic.
That's another thing I would love to get into more, but it's so much money. I love talking about comics, and I love reading them. Oh Lord, what's he showing? And I can't spend that kind of money. I didn't even buy all that many issues because like I did New 52. I did New 52 Red Hood. No, Nightwing, not Red Hood. And I did Superboy. I think I did some of Red Hood, or maybe I borrowed those. I don't remember. But I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Like,
I think I stopped during, like, I started at Civil War, and then I started buying them. I'm like, this is just way too much, especially with all the tie-ins and a bunch of the other stuff that.
Dude, like
I can't do this.
Do you know? Like, here's the thing. I would be willing to pay for a web-based service that does this. Like, surely it does. Manga does it. Like, oh my good God. Dev, you have a problem, or you've had a problem.
Had a problem.
Collect a lot of shit, don't you?
I have collected so many different things throughout my life. It's dumb. Magic cards, comics, but like one of my favorites, of course.
Yeah, so like that's where I started, and then I haven't been able to pick back.
What a start!
Oh, this is a great one. I have some New 52 stuff. Like I got the Nightwing run from New 52.
See, those were fun. I did buy those. I bought the Nightwing run of New 52. And the Grayson comic.
The most
I didn't get Grayson because I missed it. Spider-Gwen. We got some of the some Superior Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, Superior Spider-Man. That was a pretty
Superior
good one, too.
Spider-Man's so good.
Or like the lead up to that as well was pretty crazy.
I've got New Avengers with the Illuminati group of Avengers. I got Secret Avengers with it's got Nick Fury, Mariah Hill, Hawkeye, and Black Widow.
Maria Hill.
Hill, thank you. This one's arguably one of my favorites because it was a limited that I managed to grab. This cover. The straight
So,
white.
I was about to say, are we supposed to not be able to see anything with that?
Yeah, well, because it's the. Let me pull it out real quick. It's essentially like a protective cover on it. That like limited run kind of thing that they do for some of them.
Dude, Vader comics, like,
Are always so good.
they're great, man. Like, you know the dude's evil during all of this, and you just don't care.
Oh yeah, no, they're fucking awesome.
He's, man, dude, that's the other thing is that there are so many Star Wars comics. Like, people just don't even know.
One of my favorite runs of Captain America, the Dimension Z, where he goes to another dimension and is there for years for him. It's such a good run. There's so many good runs that I have in here.
Doesn't Doctor Strange have a run that's kind of similar to where they obviously don't show all of it, but he's in another dimension for like literal like hundreds, if not thousands of years or something?
Yeah, there's a lot of those runs. And I got Wolverine, 3 months to die, which is when he's lost that his healing factor. Yeah, no, I have a lot.
I'm gonna freaking bring back anybody. Bring back Wolverine.
He's already back. He has Phoenix powers now.
Oh, that's news to me.
Yeah, same
he's
here.
able to heat up his claws. He came
Wait,
back
is this
without
the
his
same
memories.
Wolverine that got stuck in adamantium? Is this or
Yeah, that's that Wolverine. Yeah,
okay.
Wolverine came back from that.
So explain to me then, because there was Old Man Logan in the same timeline, right?
Yeah, because
Or-
timelines got messy.
And so he okay. All right then.
That's the best way to explain that.
That's Marvel.
Timelines got messy.
Oh my gosh. Like freaking the fourth the wall breaks in Deadpool. It's like which time
2099, dude.
McAvoy or Stewart, these timelines are so confusing.
I love this 2099 costume, by the way. Instead of like the blue, it's got the white with the red on it.
Yeah.
I think it's a great one. Yeah, no, I have a lot. I used to go I used to spend hours in Hastings, man. It was back when I was making like $700 a week at the truck wash job because I was making stupid money there because I was working stupid amount of hours. I was working like, I don't know, 55 hours some weeks.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so I was making money. I had nothing else to do during the time, so I was a supervisor working 55 hours sometimes. And we still had Hastings, so I'd go there, buy magic cards, buy comics, buy video games, and buy merch. Like,
You know, like all over Twitter right now, I just see people opening up Pokemon packs, right? And I'm just like, I'd rather open up like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh, I think.
I
But-
mean, I like opening
Yeah.
Pokemon cards because Pokemon cards are cool. I would never play the game, though.
The game was kind of okay. It wasn't too bad.
Game was meh.
Magic though, I like a lot of the collector stuff or the VIP packs. Those I kind of want to open because those look pretty interesting.
I don't know what about Magic. Oh yeah, I have my deck
Yeah.
right here. That I showed off the other day. Was that with you, Jay? That I showed this
Yeah.
off? Yeah.
As of right now, I have like a person that I can play Magic with,
Mhm.
and he has several spare decks because he, like me, also had, kind of still has, an addiction to it. So I'm like, cool. Like, he lets me use his cards when we play.
See, I've thought about just
I
setting it up.
get my fix that way.
Setting it up so that we could like play together at some time. Just because, did you see Elgato got that new feature where you can use your phone as a camera? Going?
Yeah. Camera link.
Guess what? We could just have it set up like that.
My friends play on tabletop games.
Yeah, but
about
then you have
to
to
say,
build
like-
your decks and everything on that instead of just using
just
what you
copy and
already
paste
have.
everything.
Or just do MTG Arena and just make Steven make a new deck, because that way you actually have a chance of winning.
Hey, I can beat Steven.
I beat him once.
But
And
he
it
plays his
wasn't
fucking
using one
blue
of
decks all the time. I hate it.
It wasn't using one of his main lines. I have no idea what he ran, but I did beat him once.
He always runs
Or I
blue
won
deck.
a round once. I don't remember which. I want to say I won a round.
I always have a tendency to run red, so
Just
Yeah.
aggro.
yeah. I'm not that
I mean,
aggressive.
Have you met him?
I said I'm not that aggressive.
Yeah, I believe you.
All right.
You stated your point
Yeah.
rather eloquently. Like, well done.
Got it. Cool.
I have zero doubts anymore. He is calm, cool, and collected all
You're
the time.
damn right.
So speaking of games and things that we're quite proud of, I bought Valhalla today, and it's great.
Yeah. Oh,
Yep,
let me
it's
switch
great.
this over to
Feels
T-pop real quick. It's still on there. I couldn't technically do that.
I was asked earlier. I was like, "What do you guys normally talk about?" And I'm like, "We kind of shoot the shit, really. Like, inevitably, we're gonna talk about video games, and that's mostly because I'm on the show."
And we
And
all
we
are
had
gamers.
we had several weeks running where Dev was talking about his different seltzers that he was trying.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
that's
next
right.
week I'm coming back with more. So
I forgot. So what's next week's?
I'm gonna
choices
try
are-
actually a local brew.
Okay.
They're the San Juan,
Mhm.
out of Seattle. They use local fruits. Not like, I think it's 0 calories, almost no sugar. Apparently it's like keto friendly, so it's really popular in Seattle right now too, because like everyone's drinking it. It's like number 3 behind Truly and White Claws on the west side of Washington.
Interesting.
It's like number 6 over in Spokane on the east side. So I'm gonna be trying that.
I'm
trying to
I
think of
want-
one that I saw.
good for healthy alternatives. I just can't do it.
Apparently,
That's
there's
fine.
Golden Road Fruit Cart. That's supposed to be a good one, I guess, or a decent one.
Golden Road Fruit
Never
Cart.
heard of it.
Yeah.
That just sounds way too fruity.
We also
You
got a
like
new we got a new
lime?
one called Alaskan too, at my store, so I might pick that up. I just want to try the San Juan first because that's
hmm
local. So gotta support in state. When I
The
can.
local breweries that might be suffering from lack of business due to COVID, right?
I
That's
mean,
the
they're
main
not
thing.
suffering apparently. They're doing
Oh.
really well but also
Well
this
then.
year, like seltzers were crazy this year. Like there was a time where you couldn't get certain seltzers in town.
Well, because I think at a certain point, right, it was like people went from, hey, rather than staying at home and drinking regular alcohol and gaining a crap ton of weight, maybe I could
Drink this and not gain weight, but still get
do
drunk.
to lose a few. Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, I don't blame them. I started drinking them this year too.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, whatever works for you. Like, I'm not like.
well, it's again that
I'm
I've
just
never been a
gonna-
big beer guy anyway. So it's just like it's a
Mhm.
alternative for me.
Oh boy, like I can now attribute my gut to beer. It's a definite.
Mine was medication, which sucks because it's
It's
like
definite part of it.
I took serotonin, I think, for my bipolar at one time, but it also can like cause you to gain weight.
Oh.
So, I put on a little bit on the gut during that time, and then
Now I'm just gonna, rather than drinking alcohol that I honestly think tastes like crap flavored water, I'm just gonna go back to the gym like I have been this week,
I need to start working out.
which hasn't been kicking my ass as much as I thought it would. But then again, this was only day 2, so
You just gotta wait till like it
We'll
onset
see.
comes back.
we'll see how that
I'm
works.
scared
Like,
to go to a
I'm
gym
a
right
little,
now, though, in my town. I don't know.
I'm a little
Yeah.
tight. My apartment complex has one, and we have to schedule hours and stuff. So like,
That
we're
makes
social
sense.
distanced and
For 24, you
Yeah.
have to schedule a time, and then there's like no touch, contactless sign-ins. But But at the same time, it's just I don't know if I still want to be surrounded by a bunch of people I don't know. Granted, you're wearing a mask and working out, but even then, it still just doesn't seem great to me right now.
Full honesty and disclosure is like the only reason I'm wearing a mask in there is if other people start walking in. But if I'm the only guy in there, like masks off. I do not care. Because I've tried the whole working out while wearing a mask, and shockingly, it don't go all that great.
I don't know. I'm fine with it. I ran with.
I hate it, dude.
I'm
feel so claustrophobic while doing that.
I don't know, but I've also become very accustomed to masks because I wear I think out of everyone, I think I have to wear it the most.
With my job, I think I don't have to go into work every day through the work week, but at usually 4 out of 5 days, I'm usually on site anymore, and those days I have to wear a mask. So
yeah,
I'm usually wearing it for like 40-hour plus a week. Plus, if I go to the laundromat, that's another like hour plus. If I go to any stores or anywhere else, that's another added time with mask on.
Oh shoot!
So I'm pretty much only wearing a mask throughout my day, outside of when I'm seen here or laying on my couch.
I definitely don't wear mine that often, and even at work, like where we're distanced and we have our own office, like I can just shut the door and it's like, hey, my own little kingdom. But days where I have to spend several hours at a time out on the floor wearing that mask sucks, because the floor is not all that climate controlled, which means it's either very warm or very cold. Very cold isn't so bad with a mask, but very warm is just
it's the worst. It's terrible.
I'm surprised I survived the summer, I'm not gonna lie.
Same, honestly. Like,
I'm also really surprised I didn't get I haven't had the MACNE, as they're calling it, or maskne. The acne that people are getting from the masks.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
I don't know.
I found myself pretty lucky about that, because I mean,
we have cloth masks, like actual nice masks, rather than, I think a lot of those people are getting them from the kind of the disposable medical grade ones. I think it's where a lot of that is coming from.
Like single-use masks.
Yeah, because they are very abrasive. I can actually see why that would cause a lot of irritation.
Yeah, that or you have just really sensitive skin too, I guess. One or the other.
You know what I hate, honestly? That we're officially this long into this bullshit that this is casual conversation.
Yeah.
That just kind of hit me all at once. It's I'm done.
We're 11 months into this shit.
Oh my gosh.
Well, not full on 11, because we didn't start this until I guess March, but it's been a long year, even though it doesn't feel like it. Well, it kind of does. I don't know. It's a mix of both.
It is the longest, shortest year ever.
Yeah.
I'll be real, guys. It's now this has gone slow for me. For a lot of it has gone very agonizingly slow. What kind of sucks is that it picked up a little bit after I got married.
Yeah.
But the part between it starting and us finally getting married, it's is it August yet? Oh no, we're still in May. Okay. How about now? Nope, June 1st. Damn it. Now, July 1st. Well,
it's kind of
my birthday's in 10 days. Yeah.
Well, my problem has been just keeping track of what day it is now.
Dude, I almost forgot about my own birthday.
Did I miss your birthday?
If you have to ask. I don't know. I honestly don't
know if I texted you that day. I feel like I have reminders for it.
It's July 10th. I feel like you said something.
I had to have, right?
Yeah, I think you did. I think it was fun.
Jim, do I have your birthday on my list?
I don't know. Possibly. But if you have to ask, then maybe. I don't know.
I'm so bad at this shit. Why do you think I've set reminders? I have my brother's birthdays as reminders, because I will fucking go through the entire day and forget. I've lived with those fuckers for almost 20 years.
Yeah, I don't know. I just want to see how 2021 turns out. I just hope it's better. Anything has to be better than this, right?
Well, I mean, did
Hopefully.
you guys hear about the potential breakthrough with the
Yeah,
vaccine?
I saw that. Mm-hmm.
We got. That's not the only breakthrough that's happened recently. We're just saying, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's promising, like it might be the turnaround point. Just depends on how some people respond to it.
That's the thing.
Yep, we gotta. Regardless of the solution, like, need to ease back into things.
Mhm.
And people just aren't good at that, man, and it shows. I love it how, like, there are people that have adamantly argued against, like, no, we're not a country of instant gratification, all this other stuff, and we it's like all this like stuff about people from the US, lazy, instant gratification, all this other stuff, and it's like, you made their point. Like, they didn't have to say anything else. They stated it once way back when. You have vehemently proven it multiple times in a year.
Well, my big thing too is we're so self-absorbed that wearing a mask.
Oh my god, air traveling on. Oh my god, dude. I had to travel recently. Well, not horribly recently now, but
Mm-hmm.
when you're doing a domestic flight, you wear your mask from the time you're in the airport to, I think every flight line is doing this, to you wear your mask on the plane.
Yeah.
To it's hours at a time wearing a mask. Now, if you've got a drink or whatever, you can take it off. You can drink. If you're actively eating or drinking or whatever, it's fine to have the mask off for that. But when you're not doing that, you need to make sure you put the mask back on. Which I'm like, on the one hand, seems to me, especially in some of the airports we were in, where it was, there was enough people, we were pretty spaced out. Like, we don't, I question it. On the flights, I'm glad they did the rule because a lot of people are flying now, apparently. Yeah. But we had this, we were on our way back went to a friend's wedding, and we were on the flight back. We had to do a layover in Philly. And we were given word that we had to wait on some passengers because they had issues with their flight taking off on time and blah 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 blah. And pilot was being nice and be like, all right, we're gonna let these guys kind of try to catch up here, so sorry, we'll get off the ground as soon as possible. And these poor people got on the plane, and I kind of overheard some of them talking, and there was apparently this crazy lady that just was like, no, I'm not wearing a mask on this flight, I refuse, and blah 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 blah. And I mean, just the way some of these people were talking to me, this lady went postal. I was like, why? Like, just wear the damn mask.
Well, this is almost the same shit as like no shirt, no shoes,
no shoes,
right?
no service. Yeah, and people still break that.
I don't understand. Like, a business can deny you anything because it's there. It's yeah.
It's like when people complain about free speech on Twitter.
Yeah.
Where's the business? They're allowed to do what they want. Like, I don't know. Facebook lets you say about anything you want. Go there.
I still remember seeing people print out fake medical cards to try not to wear masks. And if you're gonna go out this far just to not
number one, at least laminate the card. I've never that these people had it on freaking cardstock or whatever, nothing else, and it was
bent and just
crumpled
and shit. You read
are you kidding me? They took it out of their pocket. They didn't even have it in a wallet. It was like, oh yeah, I got a card right here.
I have a medical condition. I can't. Here's my card to prove it. Sir, there's some mistypings in this.
Yeah. It's like,
is that how you spell your name? What's this BO negative blood type?
Oh, jeez.
And this is casual conversation once again due to this year.
Yep. Yeah.
Damn,
Well, I was
that's
just
crazy.
talking with
But-
one of my vendors. Like, I haven't been to a theater since March.
Yeah, I miss watching movies. They're opening back up, and apparently, I think AMC is actually renting out their
Yeah.
theaters now.
$100.
We've
Yeah,
talked about this on 3 podcasts.
$100.
Yeah.
Last week, I think me and Steve talked about it. This week, Jay brought it back up, and you brought it up here, which is funny as fuck to me.
And I don't know
Hashtag not sponsored, but AMC, hook us
Yeah.
up. Will.
how do you survive this kind of thing, right? So I guess they do get bought out, or there is like some kind of like something to assist them in terms of that. But
Maybe. I mean, there hasn't been a
Yeah.
lot of in the way of assistance lately. So
and I think
about
I
to
saw
say,
Wendy's
like-
is actually going out of business, or they're filing for like bankruptcy or something like that too.
What?
I
Who
know
is?
you are.
Wendy's, I saw that on Twitter somewhere that Wendy's is apparently filing for maybe it's a Chapter 11. I don't know, but there is something about that. Oh yeah, 2020.
Well, it's funny because, like, yeah. Dude, I just.
Whoa, yeah,
Ugh.
Wendy's and Pizza Hut franchise files for bankruptcy.
Not Pizza Hut.
Not the cheese crust. The stuffed
Dude,
cheese crust.
that
no.
actually. That's bullshit.
Domino's is better.
I could care less about Wendy's, honestly.
Pizza Hut.
Hey, Wendy's
Yeah.
is fantastic
Listen, I'll
cheap.
eat it.
and pretty damn good.
I'll eat it, but if I have to like kill one to save another, I'm gonna kill Wendy's to save Pizza Hut, like 100%.
Ah,
Don't
dude,
like
I'd
anything
kill
about-
fucking Pizza Hut.
Spicy nuggets, Frosty, and maybe like a bacon cheeseburger from Wendy's. Those are like the main things I go to. I think that's like the thing I can think about. But Pizza Hut cheese crust, that stuffed cheese
Okay.
crust is like crack.
Yeah, but other than that, what do they got? The-
Pizza Hut, it's
They
pizza.
got, I must say, they got.
If I'm
good
gonna get pizza,
they
I'm
got
gonna go
pasta,
elsewhere.
They've got wings.
They have those.
Like,
What is it, cinnamon? Didn't they have cinnamon sticks?
yeah, man.
So does fucking
Yeah.
Domino's. Domino's has pretty good wings. They have a habanero mango wing at Domino's, which
I think
is
there was just more nostalgia for me because when I was in high school, I got a lot of Pizza Hut because it was just right there,
Same, honestly.
Yeah.
Like high school and college, a lot of Pizza
Yeah.
Hut.
and the coupons were pretty good from what I remember. We used to get like a large pizza and a bunch of other free shit.
Oh my gosh, and like not hardly pay anything.
Yeah, as a poor high school student, college student, that's like
Maybe that's the real reason
Yeah.
that they're going out. It's like, oh, that finally caught up with them because, like, how do you make money?
well. The big thing too is that like if you compare to what Domino's has done, like what has Pizza Hut done to change their formula since Domino's changed their crust?
that's a good question. I don't know.
That's
Wait, so
probably-
like in terms of fast food, if Wendy's and fucking Pizza Hut are going out of business, how is Arby's still around? I don't understand. I would walk by an
Me.
Arby's. Do you really?
I go there on
What?
occasion. I don't know why. It's just so
You're the one solo person I see in an Arby's or in line at the mall. I found the person. It's you.
I'll go to Arby's every so often.
Really?
Well,
I-
yeah,
It's-
man.
I don't know what it is.
been
Their
a
fucking
long while.
disgusting roast beef sandwiches will occasionally be like the best thing on the fucking planet. I'll be
With
like,
their
what do I want for fucking dinner? You know what? I
With
want a
their
half pound beef and cheddar.
With their honestly terrible for you, but so good at just swimming in grease curly fries.
Oh
though.
god, their curly fries are disgusting, and I love it. And you know what? They have the better mint shake. Their mint shake is better than McDonald's mint shake.
Arby's has a shake.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Arby's has plenty of shake. They have an orange cream shake right now, which is actually pretty good.
The last time I went to Arby's, I think I worked.
Fuck you, orange cream is delicious. I will fight you
Yep.
on this, Jay.
Nope. Put them up because nope.
How much you like orange cream?
Because I have taste buds. I don't know what else to tell you, man. Like
It's like people who don't like cilantro.
it. Yeah.
You don't like cilantro either?
No.
Fuck, Jay.
No. apparently there's this
I
weird
know
thing.
it's a
that was
genetic
pointed
thing.
out
Yes,
to
I
me.
know. I'm
Yeah,
allowed to roast
and I'm
him
on
about
that.
it, though.
I'm on that half about.
You
I'm
and
on that half
Steven,
of it.
man.
Like
Orange cream?
I have cooked. Here's the thing. So I have enjoyed orange cream soda,
Mm-hmm. What about
but
push pops are orange cream, right? Like
yeah,
Depending on which one you get, or an orange creamsicle
that's
with
like-
the vanilla cream on the inside with the
yeah,
orange on
but
the
that's
outside.
like
Oh.
too. As a
That's good.
shake, that's just too much. Like I can only handle so much of it.
Gotcha.
But like I don't have
Would
it.
you have an
often,
orange
and
cream float?
I doubt it,
Okay.
honestly. Like again, just
Fair.
too much, too sweet, too much sweet. Like
You also don't like
Dude, I
pineapple
have
on
nowhere-
pizza. What is wrong with you? Fucking... I don't know you anymore,
Jim,
Jay.
Jim, to bring you up to speed, I am against pineapple on pizza. Like this is
Oh,
the stem of this.
that's
Are
fair
you for
too.
it too?
I'm okay with it, but like I don't. mind it.
I hate it.
And then, like it's not even a Hawaiian pizza. Apparently, it was made in Canada by a street dude. So that's the thing. It's not even Hawaiian. If you look up
Well, it's got
pineapple on pizza
It's also got Canadian bacon, which
and
is part
Canadian
of the-
bacon, which
Oh my
is
god.
the tell. But it's so
that's
good.
what I learned.
Eh. I think my sister likes it. That's what the. I think that's honestly. I think the only person. Nah, my mom might like it as well.
I love it. It's one of my go-tos. And then God damn it, Jay. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this now. You don't like orange cream as well. Like
No, as again, orange cream. That's just again. That's too much. Like
yogurt.
on top of everything else that I'm getting from Arby's, that is no.
Okay, that's
that
fair.
won't
That's
sit
fair.
well. That won't sit well.
That's the line.
See,
Okay.
my dumbass is over here like, I'm gonna get a beef and cheddar, some fries,
Curly
And then to really let my
creamsicle.
stomach know that I hate its literal guts, I'm gonna get an
some
orange
mozzarella
cream steak
sticks.
to wash it all down, and then let whatever chemistry experiment happens happen.
The last time I had that,
15 minutes?
I may have fallen asleep on the couch.
God, I would probably honestly see. Here's the thing: I like these days because I haven't had it in so long, and I'm very scared to have it because we ordered pizza the other night, and it's good pizza, but it was also a little greasy. And to be quite honest, my stomach wasn't a fan of it, so I've definitely greasy food intake cut way down since all this bullshit started. Might be a silver line to the whole mess, but I
Well, I mean,
I
you started
honestly
using
do not
HelloFresh,
know.
right?
started using HelloFresh. So we
Which
kind
is
of
our sponsor today.
yeah
Imagine.
we God, I remember there was a couple weeks in a row that I would talk about it pretty regularly on my streams, and I even bragged about it on Twitter and tagged them in it, and they liked the post.
Shit, if they want to sponsor a podcast, I mean, I already know how I'm gonna do ads on this show, so I have it all planned out.
Each of us show up eating a different meal from them. It's like really rub that in.
What did you order today? Oh, well, today I got the salmon and.
Oh, well, I
Dude.
made the chicken pasta.
Dude, all kidding aside though, they have introduced me to my favorite burger recipe ever.
Go on.
Oh, I haven't. So it's a cheese stuffed patty,
Ooh.
and the seasoning blend is garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, paprika, I think. Star's listening, she'd correct me, but I think that's right. And because she's the one that does the seasoning blend usually.
Mm-hmm.
And but the winning toppings is a red onion jam.
Oh, I've seen that. I've had that somewhere, and it's pretty.
Have you actually?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I don't have to sell that as hard to you then.
It's
So
actually
top the
pretty
burger with
legit, yeah.
and then it's a garlicky kind of mayo
Mm-hmm.
to top it all with. Oh, dude,
That's perfect. Yeah, that's
it's
actually
so good. It's so great, man. But you,
So hungry.
it's a mess to eat.
Yeah. Well, like any cheese inside like the meat patty does get kind of like a little bit messy.
It's not even that. It's not even that. It's just like the red onion jam, man. It just
Gets
like you have to work to keep this thing intact, or just have silverware handy. That's about the only two pieces of advice I got for you on that.
I'm just hungry again
Yeah.
now. Damn it.
Pretty
You
good.
just had a burrito.
I know.
I worked out, got back, and actually we had leftover rice, so I did chicken fried rice and have effectively eaten all of that. And now I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I know. I'm sleeping right after this. I have to
You
work.
got your stupidly early day tomorrow.
Yeah, my stupidly early 4 o'clock shift tomorrow.
That's rough.
So
Screw that.
I am trying some stuff to help me fall asleep sooner. Started to see if CBD might help with that. Last night I laid down around like 11:30. Fell asleep pretty quick. So
Laid in bed at 11:30. I let the alarm go off and I was already still awake. It didn't work. I was waiting for something like that.
no, I that's why I'm trying it again tonight, just because like
Okay.
I don't know what
I have to get up early.
I was. Yeah, I don't. So sometime last year, my traditional 1 year of I get sick with something sinus or allergy related, and I was just miserable. And I was given something to like help me sleep, because that was another problem I was having on top of everything else. Is the everything else was inhibiting sleep. And I was like, yeah, like this will help you fall asleep. Just it'll be great. And I had, number one, the toughest time falling asleep that I've ever freaking had in my life. And when I did, I had the most whacked out dreams I've ever had.
Did they give you
I was like,
trazodone?
huh?
Trazodone or trozodone?
I don't remember what it was. Like, I normally don't need a sleep aid normally. It was just, I was desperate. And
'Cause I was given that.
it did not work. Don't know if this was an isolated incident or what, but it was like,
Because I was given trazodone
weird.
back in Vegas, and dude, that shit
Mhm.
would knock me out. I slept
doesn't
one
feel
time
like-
for like 14 hours.
Oh damn. But when I
That's
take a sleep, it doesn't feel like good rest though.
No, dude, it never
Really?
does.
It never does, right?
that's the thing that always. So it's that, and plus the ability. I don't like the idea of a drug aided sleep. Oh, she responded in chat. Oh, cool. I did remember. But it was.
And the dreams are the worst too, for sure, during like anything aided. Very, very
Dude.
scary.
There's dreams in general,
Yeah.
and like I've had some weird ones this past week, and it's just like
I don't
not a fan.
dream.
On the one hand, I'd call you lucky,
hmm
and on the other hand, I've also had some really cool dreams before. So,
So, depressing story for a second.
oh no,
Why I stopped dreaming was because in
there's an actual
high school-
cause.
I think so. I think there's a cause to it. That my brain just started to block it out because I wasn't in the best place early high school still. So I was on the swing up from my first depression in my life.
Okay.
But my dreams were constantly, this just shows the system we grew up in, of me getting cancer and living and or dying from it,
Cool.
or there's a school shooting and me living and or dying from it.
Jesus Christ.
So I think my brain just went like, you know,
You shouldn't dream anymore.
you're not gonna
Yeah.
remember these anymore. So that's kind of like when
I
people
have-
talk about dreams, I rarely have dreams. I think the most recent one I had was, I think a month ago I had a dream about my brother grabbing a spider nest, which was weird. I think that's the last dream I've had up until like maybe March, where I had a stress dream.
So, My only experience with stress dreams was it's funny to think about now. Was not funny back then, but it was days leading up to the wedding. And I had a stress dream where we had agreed, and in real life we was like, we'll write our own vows and do that. I was like standing up front with the preacher, and then it all of a sudden washed over me. I didn't write a damn thing. It's funny now. It was not funny to wake up to. It was not.
How much of a cold sweat did you wake up to that day?
It wasn't so much cold sweat as much as I was legit nauseous. It was bad. Oh man.
Damn, dude.
Look down to a blank paper. You're like,
What's
no.
funny is even with that, did not write them until the night before.
That's pretty ballsy.
She didn't either.
Oh, wow.
That needs to be said.
Well, I will say this. I feel like night before might not be a bad thing because it puts that pressure to you to really express how to put it, if that makes sense.
If I could redo it, no. I disagree. I should have done it a couple days out.
I work best under pressure, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, they I was told they were good. I was told the vows were, so I mean, obviously it worked out. Hers worked out too.
That's fair, Star. That's
agrees
fair.
with me.
That's
Well,
all.
I'm
that
just
really
like, for
matters.
me, it's just that, like, I don't know. If I sit there, like, if I try to write it before then, it's just the way my brain works. I fucking hate it. Like, it's the same thing with writing papers. I can't write a paper, like, with weeks in advance to write it because just, like, I have so much of my thought process just, like, still going. I might, okay, real talk. Me and Steven actually talked about this yesterday, that I might. So my doctor diagnosed me with potentially having ADD when I was seeing her back in Vegas, on top of the bipolar. But as time has gone on and I've looked more into it, I'm like, maybe it's ADHD. Because I also have terrible habits. Like, okay, if I had lived with other people, my living room wouldn't have been a mess up in like that it was like 2 weeks ago. Because I don't like leaving a mess for other people. I hate it. It bothers me. But my space where I am is tough. Because it's just like my brain just doesn't, because every time there's a task, it feels insurmountable.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is it really ADHD?
Like, from what I've seen from both of you, this has merit.
It does have merit. Well, the other thing, like,
This has merit.
another thing that I've started looking into, and this is why I need to find a doctor to talk to about it. That I want to take me and my dad to go get a test to see if I'm on the autism spectrum, because a lot of my social issues that I have, like, the more I've looked into it, the more it's like there's maybe a chance that may be part of it on top of everything else that I deal with. So it's like, it's one of the things that I want to just like get an opinion on and just figure out, because it's just like, the more I've looked into it, the more it's just like I've dealt with a lot of talking to other people who have it and stuff like that, and like kind of picking their brain a little bit and understanding with it. It's just like there's certain times where I'm just like, that rings too many fucking bells for me. Same with the ADHD. Like the more I've like heard people talk about it and explain it and more, the more I'm like, oh, maybe that is it. It's just, I don't know, it's just complicated. It's just like, with everything, it's if like on top of bipolar and ADHD, I have other stuff too. Man, the fact I'm as functional as I fucking am.
say, like, in this setting anyway, like you seem to do quite well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
It's like, I've
fucking
always-
how.
Like, you know, details, but the important bit is that you do.
Hey, I mean, it's just, I think it's one of those things. You just deal with it because no one got his test. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, I only found out about having bipolar because my dad has it, and his father had it. So, like, there was a night where I had a really bad episode, and I think me and him talked about it. I helped him come through his path, his last dark path that he had, because I was falling through mine at the time. So me falling looking for help kind of caused him to kind of snap back. So me and him had a drive, like an hour-long drive, where we just drove partway to Vegas and back from where we lived, and he just explained it. And I was like, oh, that explains a lot. Little dumbass me, though, never looked more into it until, Vegas, when I had the whole hospital incident and all that. But, like, now, especially since then, I have a far better understanding of it. And on top of that, I would have never guessed that I'm also ADD, as I thought it was just that manic on top of it, or ADHD, whichever one it is. Again, probably should.
You have the H.
Probably,
Like,
but I will wait till the. I will wait for the prognosis.
I'd almost be willing to lay money. Coming honest, I really didn't want to chime into that too much yesterday, but honestly, since it's got brought back up, and I have another person who is also saying the same thing, who was not privy to the conversation that we had yesterday.
Well, it's also like it's one of those problems that I have, because also with bipolar, you have manic issues, and like one of my manic things is I'm grandiose in thought. Like I think too big sometimes. You guys have never experienced that. But
No, I'm not acknowledging my sarcasm. No. No. Hey guys, we need to have a HarHar meeting. This is me thinking, shit, I have to spend 25 minutes at least pulling on Dev's reins now.
What? but I think that's like a strength of mine at the same time, because like I like planning things out, things forward, if that makes sense. So like having that like grandiose mentality just means that I can be like, all right, I want to do this at some point. How I approach that, completely different. Am I a Virgo? No, I'm Aries. All about them horns, right? I don't know star signs like at all. I don't know, it's just like I try to use them to my strength now that I understand it more. Which is why I like doing this stuff, because I can just bounce ideas off you guys, and you guys like, well, maybe sometime. I'm like, all right, it's on the board. It's on the board. That's all I needed was a maybe. It's on the board. I can plan it in my head without feeling like I'm wasting time. So, I don't know. It's always interesting. It's just like going through so much of my life not understanding why like certain like not fitting in as much. Because on top of that, like I used to have a horrible stutter on top of everything else too. Which is why I say and like a lot now. So in high school, like having all these things I don't know about, the one thing I do know about, and a stutter. Like, my God. The fact I made it through high school alone. Also, like, I used to be made fun of for talking with my hands a lot, so. Not that I do that anymore.
Very animated song.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an animated person. What can I say?
Oh, I know. You don't got to say anything.
And we just nod and yeah.
I was gonna say this is not news. This is not news to those of us assembled. Like, it's not.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't know if you guys want to pivot the conversation, whatever.
I don't know. I got
Random
a
on-
random thing to talk about that is
Let's
just
go
like,
random.
I mean, has zero to nothing. So XQC is going for a Minecraft speedrun record, apparently.
The fact
And
people
currently
can
has
do
six-
a Minecraft speedruns.
Ow. Wait, so from start to finish, so he's gonna get the ending, or what kind of
Yes,
speed run
that's
is
the
this?
Yeah,
speedrun is
yeah.
getting the end credits.
Yeah. Beat the end dragon, and then your clock doesn't start until you see the credits. Or it doesn't stop until you see the credits, apparently.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
there's a guy on YouTube named Dream who, to my knowledge, still has the current world record.
Mhm.
what is it?
And I don't know, it's like 20 some minutes.
20
I'm-
minutes to beat mine? Really?
Yeah, these guys are kind of insane.
So are they? Is it like a glitchless speed run, or is
No.
it no?
I'm sorry. I thought you were about to say, is it a glitch speedrun? No, to my knowledge, like it's all like legit. Like they'll take advantage of certain mechanics and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh
Like
my god. In game or real time, 14 minutes, 39 seconds.
that's
500
dreams.
No. This is rank 1. So I'm on speedrun.com/MC for Minecraft.
Yeah.
Random seed 1.16 plus. It's carry your way with 14 minutes.
That seems very, very fast.
It's a random seed, so I mean, like,
Like it's claimed to be a random seed. Like
well, to put yourself onto this board, they'd have to like verify it and stuff, right? To be on speedrun.com.
potentially, but
It's on normal
Like, there-
difficulty.
Talking about speed run just reminds
Oh,
me of another thing that happened.
there is a mod on it. The jelly squid, Bastion strats are not a meme, just a portal to the stronghold forehead. I have no idea.
Summer games done quick. Awesome games done quick. Really different this year too.
Yeah, that was
Well-
different this year.
Well, actually, games done quick was normal, but the summer games done quick was all done online compared to the whole in person. Bunch of the tournaments that we didn't get to go to, a bunch of the conventions, all this stuff.
We would have gone to TwitchCon like a little over a month ago. We would have hung out again.
I wouldn't have been able to go if shit didn't hit the fan.
Hey, you get to go next year,
Yeah,
as long as the world's still not on fire.
but yeah, for
Yeah.
this,
I might be half
This
for next year, depending.
yeah, for real.
Yeah.
At
But
the
yeah, for
least,
the-
I want to
for
hang
the-
out with people next year, even if it's not
Yeah.
a convention. I just need to hang out with people.
I'd be down for that. 100%. I've been very lucky. Like I've still been able to see people, not near as often as I would want to, but to say that I've been completely isolated would obviously be very exaggerating.
Agreed. Yeah.
I mean, I still I have my work friends that I occasionally I'll hang out with, and we're like, all right, let's have a drink.
Yeah, but
play
the
some
means
Smash."
and ability to make a plan to go and hang out with other people that would involve some travel that would not be a pain in the ass, apart from the normal traveling pain in the ass, would
Yeah.
Be amazing.
would be nice. Yeah.
Being able to be like, all right, everybody, we're gonna go to this state, hang out, do some stuff. Well, I mean, what? At one point, me and Blue had thought about maybe this year doing a skiing, snowboarding thing. So I've never done that before, and seeing if we get multiple people to go to Colorado with us and do that. He lives there, so it'd have been easy. Hey, Blue scouts out the place where we're gonna stay. We go hang out. We go ski and snowboard. But now this year it's just probably not.
Time to do it virtually.
Hey, I
Yeah.
got Steep for free on Epic, so I can do it virtually. I don't know, it's one of those things. Just I had different plans that I wanted to do this year. That it's just
I'm sure a lot of people, right? I was supposed to be at 2 weddings in October, and both of those got postponed or pretty much changed up. So
Both of the weddings. Well, so originally only had one wedding in October. Ended up having two because of all this mess.
Mhm.
The one's plans only changed guest list wise.
uh,
The rest kind of happened as originally advertised. Honestly, much to our dismay, since it was a bit of a time. This is the one where they asked me to be a photographer.
oh,
God is my witness. There are two things I will never do again. Number one, not doing something like that for free again. Number two, not doing weddings again.
the fact that you
Probably do
do
it for getting paid.
I don't care. I don't care how good of friends I am with them. Like, I'm like,
never doing that ever.
no, you're giving me something.
Yeah, I mean, it's wedding photos. Those are really fucking pain in the ass to do.
Yeah. Don't tell me they had you edit them also.
No,
Oh,
no,
thank
they
God.
they drafted some other sap to edit them. Apparently, this original person was also supposed to be actually doing the photography as well.
Mm.
Some other friend that they somehow talked into doing it for nothing. But they turns out couldn't go, and I'm leaning to the side of didn't wanna go rather than couldn't. That's just my opinion on the matter.
Well, I can't imagine just photography itself is already hard as is, and the fact that you're gonna do it for free, and it's a wedding, so you're gonna have thought on what they want or what they're expecting from you, and
So to their credit, they did give me. I was not the only one. Like, my sister also got drafted into this,
wow.
and ultimately my wife ended up having to help on it too at parts. But
Ooh.
they gave us a shot list. I mean, as far as the whole thing of it working out, it worked out great. And the pictures that we took, all three of us took, were awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, I mean, we're good at it, but
Not something that you should be doing for free.
definitely not.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
I would never do anything like that for free.
I'll never do it again for free. Like, me and Dad kind of had to talk about it. I'm like, yeah, Chris is paying me. This is the brother of the one who got married. It's like, yeah, he's gonna be paying me for his wedding. And Dad's like, that's a little cruddy, don't you think? And I'm like, listen, number one, I honestly should have asked for something for this gig.
Yeah.
To be completely frank with you. And I'm in Chris's wedding, so I'm supposedly exempt.
Supposedly.
Didn't stop my sister from being drafted into photography for this last wedding because she was also in that wedding, and she still had to take pictures and was so thrilled about it. Was so thrilled to do it.
I can
Was
only
the happiest
imagine.
thing. Was the happiest thing for her. Yeah. No, it was absolutely fantastic. She's currently visiting. I'm waiting for her to call bullshit, honestly.
So, Jay, you keep fucking moving, by the way.
Oh, do I? I'm sorry. Do I need to move back?
No, you're good. I re-edited it. It's just fucking funny to me. Like, I looked over, and then all of a sudden you were all the way to the side from where
I'm
you
sorry.
were earlier. So, like, shit, I gotta fix that. Recenter.
I mean, you can just do what Steven does and just tell me to move.
It's just easier that way.
That was great. Freaking yesterday. It's like, all right, Dev, I'm gonna need you to sit up nice and high for me. His school photographer voice came out. It was great.
I hate it. I hate it so much. Also, I didn't realize how well I know his fucking intro until yesterday that I did it before the show.
Oh my gosh, I didn't Google that. I'm in frame.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Critically Casual. Ladies and gentlemen, filmmakers and moviegoers alike, welcome to Critically Casual. I'm your host, Shreecuffs. Today, I'm joined by, as always, the wonderful Dorky Dev. Say hi, Dev. Eh. Usually how that goes.
Just to prove him wrong, yesterday, wonderful is not what he said, was it, Dev?
The asshole. Dorky Dev.
I thought he said jackass. I don't remember.
Whatever.
I think he said jackass.
He insulted me for the first time on the show before the show starts officially in a long time. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just like me like doing that didn't. I didn't really realize how much me and Steven have done that show. Also, because I mean, outside of missing 2 weeks this year, and then last year Liz covering an episode for Steven, and like the year before that, Jay covering me for an episode. I think
Got a lot of hours into this, man.
I just didn't realize how many times we've done Critically Casual. It's nuts.
We all
Also-
kind of have a lot of hours into various parts of this now.
True. But it's just nuts to me. And then the other thing too is like me and Steven like a few months back looked back at some of our pairings of our movies. They made no sense.
Nope.
How we used to pair movies. It just was
Nope.
like
I really didn't.
this
Like,
movie
you
and this
cannot-
movie.
Like, why? Because we can. Like, that was it. That was your justification.
I like our justification now. Oh, there's a theme.
There's a theme. I can appreciate the theme. I cannot appreciate when it's two very, very bad ones.
Listen, they're both fantasy. That's why we chose them. Fantasy bad movies based off of books. Well, I mean, the rest of the month isn't bad. We've got Annihilation and Snowpiercer next week, and then we've got the last two
Snowpiercer.
movies of Hunger Games, and then
Willy Wonka, the sequel?
What? No, we're not doing that.
Right?
No,
Snowpiercer.
Whoa. Okay, all right, you theory boy, motherfucker.
I completely forgot that even existed.
Yeah. When I hear Snowpiercer, I'm just like, oh, yeah, I remember the theory. Great movie. That's a pretty good movie.
I love that theory.
I hate it.
And then we have we're doing the rest of the Maze Runners at the end of the month. So, like, not an awful rest of the month.
Mm-hmm.
But there were far worse book movies we could have gone through. Percy Jackson.
Like
for
what? Okay, that I'll put on par with Aragon, honestly.
Well,
I don't
I'm
think
saying
I'll
like
call
for
it
the rest
worse.
of the month.
Oh, for the rest of the month.
Because I mean,
Oh.
we did what we did. There was only one bad week of like bad week this month because we started with World War Z and Fight Club. We did those the two movies we did this week, Annihilation and Snowpiercer next week. Which heard good things about Annihilation. I love Snowpiercer. Hunger Games movies. I'm not a huge fan of the Hunger Games.
Notice the two that he stated was, oh, we only got the one bad week. Hey, let's invite Jay for that.
Hey, you offered.
I did offer. No, I did offer. I did
brought
offer.
up Aragon and you're like-
and my exact words about it was, I've waited years for this moment. Like, my exact word was, yes, let's bring the ranting to a stage. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I held back too. It's important to note that. Like
Could have been
You held,
way
no,
worse.
no, you held back because you were poking my buttons.
That's true. That's true. I had other entertainment value out of yesterday's stream. Like way more than I thought I was going to, honestly.
Welcome to movies when Dev finds them bad, and like there's a
and,
reason to hate them. Because like that's also why I
like
have
genuine.
I talked about this. Why I have problems with Man of Steel. It's just like they don't take the heart of what makes Superman and Man of Steel.
Oh, let's not go down this rabbit hole again, please.
Still want to see the Snyder cut.
Just take the blue pill and chill out. Just come on.
I already did, man. No, it's just I mean, I don't know. I love doing the show though. I'm glad like Me and Steven can keep doing that.
Okay, as a side, speaking of just take the blue pill so that way we don't go down the rabbit hole, Matrix 4 is a thing.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm holding off on the rest of the Matrix movies.
Like,
I forgot about that.
What is that even gonna look like?
Not a fucking clue, because apparently both Neo and Trinity are in it. It's like, how? So, like, the part of me wants to see it so bad, but the other part is like, it's honestly
The cash grab.
well, that, but also just like my apprehension about this was,
Like,
did either of you ever watch the show Prison Break?
No.
Okay, so suffice it to say,
in the second season, actually. Sorry, weird note.
Oh really?
Kingman, yeah.
Oh. So suffice to say, so it's 4 seasons long, and they end the 4th season at a good ending point that honestly does not leave room for more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was good. You resolved literally everything that I can think of, honestly. And then they say, "Hey, Prison Break season 5's coming out," and I'm like, what? And granted, they use one tiny detail. Well, it's kind of significant, but it's also like one of these things that's like, okay, whatever. It's something that happened off screen. We'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically the basis of why they could do a season 5. And they had promo. I mean, they had footage of this. And the trailer for it dropped at one point. This is a couple of years ago now. Never heard a thing since. This is prior to COVID. It's important to point out.
I remember when this season launched. Everyone talked about it. It's like, how is this happening?
So yeah, I question it. I honestly would prefer it to not happen versus them ruin a really good show for me. Like, despite how bad I want it to keep going, it's at a good stopping point. It needs to not. Well, it needs to especially not the way that they're trying to. Dexter honestly needs to come back, because I mean, come on.
Do you think they're gonna? A dream for the last season. Is that what you think they're gonna fix it with? It was a dream.
No.
Or do you think they leave that as canon?
I think they leave it as canon, honestly. Because here's the thing. Like, I think it would speak higher of the writing to roll with what they made and make something better out of it versus, oh, he's been in a coma this entire time.
I hate that shit. I really
redo.
What was it I just watched that had that? Oh,
there's an entire episode of House that does that.
Halloween. Yeah, I remember that episode. But the beginning of Halloween 2 is a dream of the Rob Zombie Halloween movies. And it pissed me the fuck off. Steven literally came into the call as I was watching it just to see my reaction to when that happened. He's like, all right, I'll catch you there. Because I was doing my body count. And then I'm like, so none of these bodies fucking count? What? What the fuck? Your first 20 minutes is a dream!
So your criteria. Oh, wow.
I spent an hour and a half counting everything.
You honestly should have just been like, deaths on screen.
Yeah.
And just leave it at that.
No, I gotta count body count. It's gotta be real death. Not dream death. Real death. Well,
I feel like that
movies,
is
I did a weird critique of it because I don't like either of them. I'm gonna state that. I don't like the Rob Zombie Halloweens. But I did because I was watching the first one with a friend. So I started the body to booby count and created a ratio off of it. And the better movie has a higher body to boob count. The worst movie has a...
like this conversation.
I have it on a note over here. Hold on a second. Let me pull it up.
I don't want these numbers. I don't like that you have these numbers. I don't want these numbers. I just what? I'm not even gonna ask why you did this.
Because these movies suck and I needed something to entertain myself. So Michael kills 18 people in the first movie, and there's only 3 sets of boobs. So it's a 1-to-6 ratio, and I believe I gave that a 4.5 overall. It also had less errors. The errors in this movie included Don't Fear the Reaper being played in a movie that takes place in 1975 when it came out in 76. And a flip phone in 1990 that looked like a regular flip phone, not like the flip phone. So Halloween 2, which I have an entire section just called the fuckisms, is I believe a 1-to-4 ratio at 12 bodies to 4 boobs.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning into our podcast.
Yeah.
And it's a far worse movie
God damn it.
because they didn't focus on the body count. They focused on the boobie count.
He's still going.
No one has stopped me. Why haven't you stopped me?
The dam's already broke.
Let it go through.
Like, let's just be real. But I personally do need to hop off here, boys. So
Yeah, that's fair. We can wrap up because what we've been going for an hour 40 already. We can
Yes.
wrap it up for the night.
meant to try to. Meant to-
Movie count. That's the next ratio. For every movie, this is gonna be the homework.
Don't even. I can make a ratio for anything. Don't worry. Don't give me a reason. Your movie has to be entertaining enough or piss me off enough for me not to do that shit. If you're boring enough that I just don't care that I'm gonna write notes, you fucked up. Or you're the Hobbit. That pissed me off for other
Moved in
reasons.
about like an hour, 47 minutes in. That's a little too late for that.
I started writing notes in the second one when the dwarf king dies. In the extended edition when the dude's dad Thrawn's dad dies.
Thrain.
Dude,
Oh, Thrain is the dad.
yeah, I'm talking about the guy like the Thorin's dad. Yeah, Thorin's dad's
Who is Thrain?
Thrain. When he dies in the second movie's extended edition, they Wilhelm scream him, and that's when I started making notes. Because I'm like, you Wilhelmed an important character. What? Why? Who okayed this?
Probably Peter Jackson himself, honestly. Dude, he had a rep for just we got to put some goofy stuff in it. Like that was his thing. He endeavored. His members of his own staff took away cameos of himself that he did because he was like, no, Peter, come on.
We can't have you sitting on a toilet. No, can't be there.
It was like he was a barrel man for what just YouTube that and it end the stream, Dev.
Fine. All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. We'll see you guys
See
next
you guys.
week.
Take care.
Bye.